Bad anime adaptations. The unwanted pregnancy type of word in anime, from badly animated action sequences or crucial manga arcs that were completely removed from the series, or sometimes even both. BAA can come in many forms, but one thing is always ringing truth about it. Once it strikes, the anime is pretty much ruined. All the momentum it has built, or whatever it has built, has been completely killed with that one poor season.
Shame! Shame!
Notable series that have been victims of the BAA are One Punch Man Season 2, Blue Lock Season 2, all of Seven Deadly Sins after Season 2, and many, many more tragic other shows. BAA is truly a death sentence. Now, BAA can occur in two types of stages. I call them Stage 1, Stage 2. Now, Stage 2 of BAA usually occurs when anime series has an amazing Season 1 and the hype is peak. Think like One Punch Man Season 1 to One Punch Man Season 2, or Blue Lock Season 1 to Season 2. Typically, Stage 2 BAA can occur in series due to a couple of factors. One being, it simply just had the budget cut. Anime execs figured they could get complacent due to the success of Season 1, thinking anime viewers just gonna take the slop. Well, that's what I think happens. I don't know. I don't have any connects in the industry. I'm just a disgruntled viewer like the rest of you guys. But Stage 1 BA occurs usually in the first premiere season, also effectively ending the series, but the anime companies didn't even give it a chance to take off to build even a decent following for whatever reason, leaving a bad taste in many passionate manga fans, patiently waiting for their favorite series to be animated, only for their hearts to be completely broken, turning them into an angry Twitter user that live only to spread hate in this world. Wait, that's all Twitter users. But honestly, I can't tell what's worse. BA's in Stage 2 case, you were teased with a good Season 1 showing that the series can be done right, but then the Season 2 drops the ball for whatever reason. Stage 1 case, you don't even get the chance or the opportunity to see a Season 1 and reminisce about that season. And all you can do is sit or stand. I don't discriminate, but sit or stand and look at the manga's black and white pages and just wonder what could have been. And hell, you would try your hand at fan animation too if you know how to do it. You just know they did it wrong. And all this leads to today's topic, and possibly one of the greatest victims of Stage 1 BA, God of High School, the rightful successor of Dragon Ball Z, the promised child that was aborted. To give a little synopsis of the story of God of High School, it begins with following a kid named Jin Mori, a martial artist of Taekwondo. First, the series starts off by Jin Mori seeking friends, first encountering Dari Han and Mirai Yao, and shortly after meeting these new friends, began to enter a tournament named the God of High School, where young combatants around the world battle to have their wish granted. And during the course of this tournament, it is revealed that Jin Mori's grandfather has been kidnapped by an evil organization who was later to reveal have ties with Jin Mori and his former life. And then that's when we get the biggest reveal that Jin Mori isn't a regular human. He is in fact a god. After losing a battle with organization, the Jade Emperor and Buddha, he was reverted back to a baby form where his grandfather found him and raised him. Then shortly after beating Jade Emperor, then him and his friends are then forced to take on evil gods who wish to take over the earth and much more. I'm not really going to get too much in the plot because I want you guys to read it, or I have my fingers crossed that another anime company that knows what they're doing takes over the series. But if you ever have the time, it's a great read, and it's in color. To get into some of the similarities, you might have noticed in my synopsis, yes, both characters have to deal with evil organizations. Both are foreign entities adopted by a grandfather who has passed tragically. Both series' main character has based on the Chinese, I believe he's Chinese, mythological person, Sun Wukong. Both have to battle with gods. Both MCs are not battle hungry, but both MCs love to fight, love to perfect their techniques. And yeah, some might call it a Dragon Ball Z clone, and I never claimed that God of High School has been the most original show out there. It's just a very good show to watch. I mean, not to watch, because anime books is a great read. It's not an outright clone, however. There are some distinct differences that I think God of High School does that have done wonderfully well that I found Dragon Ball Z 2 have been lacking. One being that they allow more characters to win their fights. They allow more characters to shine. They flesh out a lot more characters. I mean, yes, God of High School has a bigger cast, but Dragon Ball Z cast isn't small by any means. And yes, Dragon Ball Z does allow some of their side characters to have moments to shine, but they ultimately do not allow for the characters to win the main fight or beat the main villain in the arc, where opposed to God of High School fleshes out their characters, is not afraid to have Jim Mori take a back seat to like a Daro Ihan, Mira Yao, flesh out some of their character arcs, giving them meaningful fights as well, allowing them to defeat the main villain without them relying on Jim Mori. Both stories are similar. God of High School nor Dragon Ball Z is gonna win an Emmy for the best tear-jerking plot. Another thing I feel God of High School does better than Dragon Ball Z is its power system and how characters in the series power up or get better. Where in the beginning I felt like Dragon Ball Z was more martial art focused, more technique focused. As the series continues, it slowly began becoming more and more about transformations. Oh, I got a new transformation, now I'm gonna win. Or he has this transformation, there's no way we can beat him. Or we must do this and this and this. Or we must fuse, now we gotta do this. It's like, I feel like Dragon Ball Z has, in his later fights, has had more of an emphasis on better transformations than it has techniques. I know the Moro fight, it was more about techniques and not transformations, but it quickly reverted to who has the best transformation with the Granola arc. I do believe that it has some good moments. I'm not knocking it. I'm saying God of High School executes its power-ups and how their characters get better. It continues to emphasize on martial arts, especially with Jin Mori, where the way he beats his most opponents, yes, he does have transformation, yes, he does, he power up, but the differential factor in him winning most of his fights is his technique is getting better. He's learning better ways to improve his technique, his martial arts, what the series is originally about for both series. Martial arts, not the Super Saiyan 2, Super Saiyan 3, Ultra is a bad example because that is martial arts, but Super Saiyan God, it's not all about that. It's not about what transformation Mori takes now, what tool he has. Is more about how can he improve his martial arts. That's why I love so much about the series, that it introduced new transformations, new items, new tools, but it managed to keep an emphasis on improving in martial arts. Not calling the series perfect in that aspect, because it does, especially towards the later end and that final fight, is more about transformations, what items you have. But at that point, he already mastered his martial art. Why God of High School Season 1 is such a bad adaptation is, one, it has
incredibly slow
pacing. I mean, cut out some arcs and it was still slow. Boy, I don't know who.
Boy, I really hope somebody got fired for that blunder.
And I recently rewatched season 1 of God of High School in preparation for this video, and I had to then go reread the webtoon to compare, and they crushed some of the character development, not showing the moments, showing the build up, and just skipping some crucial character development scenes just to get to the next fight, which made the series feel boring. Even to me, a lover of the series, I was just bored watching the show. The fight scenes is not